I am the V. My name is Vince. I got Sam and Tyler. How's it going, fellas?
What's up?
I am the T, and I am
Yes,
happy
that's
to be
right.
here.
Happy to be here. A little less happy about what happened yesterday, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
Tim on the ones and twos. How's it going?
What's up? What's up? Doing
There he
good.
is. All right. So we tried something last week. Trying to show the scores live. It went a little wonky, but we're gonna try again. I think it's possible we might have solved the problem. If not, don't blame me. We're trying. All right. So here we go. We are ready to roll, and there's the scores for
Vince,
NF. What?
can you read off the scores? I thought
Yeah, I can read. It's just whatever.
No, I was trying to cue you. I mean, usually we do the
A
hey,
little
okay,
bit.
let's do the scores.
We're gonna go into the NFL scores. Here we are. So on Thursday, the Steelers lose to the Patriots 21-18. We turn to Sunday. The Jets beat the Texans in a shocker 30-6. Apparently Zach Wilson just needs to get benched and not have to worry about anything anymore because he played great.
Still going to be benched once Aaron Rodgers comes back.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he was quoted as saying, "What are they going to do? Bench me again?" I mean, he was letting it rip, and good for him. Whatever, man. But this is the flash that's going to keep him in the league, either as a backup or somebody's mistake as a starter for the next 4 years. I mean, I think that's how that's going to go down. Instead of Josh Rosen and flaming out,
Chosen Rosen?
yeah. That guy. We had the Ravens beating the Rams in a thriller in overtime 37-31. It was a punt return touchdown that got the job done for the Ravens in the end. A lot of points scored in that one. That was a pretty fun game that was happening earlier. Yeah.
He should have been tackled like 3 times. Like he was stumbling all the way to the end zone.
Yeah,
it was miraculous he got there.
Stumbling and bumbling.
Yeah, exactly. The Bengals beat the Colts 34-14. Maybe Cincinnati's not done even after losing Joe.
No, they're done. They're toast.
I mean, they're not winning the Super Bowl or anything, but playoffs.
Yeah,
It's possible,
playoffs.
man.
I think
there's about 7 teams at like 7-6 in the AFC right now, so it ain't done yet. Browns beat the Jaguars 31-27. That was a little bit surprising as well, I think. Jaguars are falling back to earth a little bit. The AFC South is wide open. The Bears beat the Lions. This was the real surpriser, 28-13. The Bears almost got the win against the Lions a couple weeks ago. They finally go and finish the job at home. Yeah, the Lions, man. Just when we start to believe in them a little bit, they shit the bed, man. I don't know.
Oh man, the first place Falcons. No longer first place.
No longer first place. That is the first place Buccaneers get the win over Atlanta 29-25. The Saints are also right in the mix at 6-7. They get the win over the Panthers 28-6. We'll come back to those games in a second. The Broncos over the Chargers 24-7. I guess Broncos country is riding, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the Chargers are so bad right now, which is crazy. He's
right.
gonna be fired. Head coach is gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I think the fact that Justin Herbert got injured in that game is the only reason why he wasn't shown the door immediately after that game. But
yeah,
the Chargers are done. And so is it Staley? No.
Yeah. Drew Staley.
And, yeah, that's his name. He's gone. Anyway, don't have to learn his name anymore. The Bills get the upset over the Chiefs. 20-17. That was a little bit of interestingness happening at the end there. Kadarius Toney lined up offsides, and it was egregious offsides. And he ended up scoring a touchdown on that play, but it was called back because he was an idiot and couldn't, line up where the ball was. And So that dude has literally cost the Chiefs 2 wins this year. He couldn't catch that ball in the season opener against Detroit. And then this one today or yesterday, I guess. Yeah, Kadarius Toney's a knucklehead, and no wonder the
Yeah.
Giants were willing to give him up.
Damn.
Um, all right. Monday Night Football is happening right now. Giants are hosting the Packers, and the Dolphins hosting the Titans. Both of those games are happening concurrently, and both of them have no score, and we're halfway through the first quarter. I take that back about the no score. The Dolphins literally just walked into the end zone. So, so now let's talk about our teams. Sam, let's start. Your game finished first. So, Las Vegas loses 3-0 to the Vikings, and the one field goal that happened came with at the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter. Oh my God, Sam, what the hell?
We're still man, I don't even know what to say. It was just one of the ugliest, dumbest football games I've ever seen. Defense either looked really great or the Minnesota Vikings offense stinks. So but I mean the Raiders defense did make some big plays. Max Crosby was back to his dominant self. He was flying all over. I just think the for the Raiders, there's still questions at quarterback. Obviously, you're hoping to see improvement from Aiden O'Connell. And you hope if I'm the Raiders, I'm probably sticking with him because you still need to see what you have. Is this guy going to even be a backup? Is he a backup that you can roll with, or is he a guy that you just need to move on? So I still think they're going to stick with Aiden O'Connell and see what he's about.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing Jimmy can do is like screw up your draft position at this point.
Right. And the other thing is there a bigger sucker that would somehow be willing to take Jimmy, because he's not coming back. I mean, you're not bringing him back. You might as well just take the cap hit next year and just get it done with. Although, the Raiders aren't bringing him back under any circumstances. I can't see it. So you might as well stick with Aiden O'Connell. But I still think even if you keep Champ Kelly as the general manager and you get a new head coach, I still think with the roster as is, you get the right quarterback in here, you might be able to fix this thing, or at least get to competitive status. The other thing is you tear everything down. Maybe Max Crosby doesn't want to come back and he's like, man, I need to be on a winning team. What could a haul for, I'm not advocating a trade for Max Crosby at all. I would love to see him as a lifetime Raider, but what kind of haul would you get for Max Crosby? What haul would you get for Devontae Adams? Because there may be a coach where they just say, you know what, tear it down, because you haven't found the quarterback, and that's what these franchises do. That's the first thing you find. It's not always like the 49ers. You have this great roster, then all of a sudden you draft the last guy in the draft and you get Brock Purdy. It doesn't always work out.
Sometimes you get lucky,
look at how
you
much the Eagles had to use a first rounder on Jalen Hurts. Most teams are burning a first rounder, on a quarterback to find their guy.
And that being said, if you're burning a first rounder, you have to do it in the first 10 picks in most cases, because after that, your chances of finding a franchise level quarterback, they're the same as basically the rest of the draft at that point. Like if you're not getting the guy in the top 10, and even those guys, those are like, sometimes you get some good quarterbacks, some guys that are capable. Sometimes you get Hall of Fame level quarterbacks, but you also get plenty of busts in the first 10 picks as well. But I mean, you really don't have a shot. Like you got to get real fucking lucky.
Absolutely.
Otherwise,
yeah. So I obviously the Raiders season as far as playoffs is over. It's one of those things as a fan, you get tired of picking, looking at your draft status. And even when they get a decent draft slot, they for the most part, they haven't really hit.
Yeah.
So you could say, oh, wow, we got a top 5 pick this year. Well, you haven't gotten any of them right. I mean, or very few you got right. Colton Miller, you could say you got right, but he's missed a couple games due to injury. I wouldn't, he's been a solid tackle, left tackle, but he hasn't so far he hasn't shown that he's a 12-year vet gonna anchor that spot and be a Hall of Famer. Like he could. He's been really good, but I wouldn't say he's been a guy that's you're going to guarantee the franchise to 10 years. Josh Jacobs a hit, but he might be gone after this year. He may not want to come back. So a lot of question marks on the team. So it's all going to come down to who that next head coach is. Really like Antonio Pierce, but I think the last coming out of the bye week and you throw up a 0.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to come back from, even if your players are motivated. I love the guy, I love the energy, but we just need a guy that comes in and does some X's and O's.
Would you mind seeing him stay on the coaching staff?
I would love to.
Would the players feel it's weird a little bit? I don't know how that would happen.
I don't think the players would find it weird in this case.
I was thinking about this, Vince, the other day. I was, because the rumor is that a couple years ago, Champ Kelly would have got the job if it wasn't for Josh McDaniels. That Mark Davis really wanted Josh McDaniels, and Josh McDaniels was really adamant about having his own guy Ziegler. Otherwise, I think in Mark Davis's mind, he wanted to get Champ Kelly and Josh McDaniels, but for whatever it didn't work out. So he may settle with Champ Kelly as the general manager. I think if it is Champ Kelly as the GM, I think there's a good chance that Champ would advocate for Antonio Pierce and Patrick Graham staying on the team, because you could see that the defense has improved and is improving. Yeah. This season, you could say that the Raiders defense is the side of the football that showed up and the offense is the one that didn't. If you had a remotely effective offense, you're in the thick of it. You're at 500 or a game or two better. And the same could be said last year. So I think it depends on who the head coach candidate could be. And if that candidate is open to bringing this defense back. If that was an option, I would love that as a fan, because Patrick Graham has gotten this defense to perform. So I would love to see him stick around and continue to improve. But he could also leave to lead a defense and elevate his career. So I would like to see it, but we'll see.
To your point, the Raiders are 10th best defense in all of NFL. So they have a legit.
They have a top 10 defense.
Yeah,
that's the thing we were talking about at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, could you jump, because they were like what 30th last year or 29th last year? We talked about could they move up 10 spots, and that seemed like a stretch. Yeah. And they literally just moved up like 15, 20 spots or something insane.
Yeah.
My final thought on the Raiders is where we're at with this team is it's been like this for, 30 years. It's been like this since the Super Bowl year, where they can't put it all together. They'll have one thing, but not the other, the offense, not the defense. Very rarely have we said they had the defense and not the offense, but it's crazy to me that the Raiders defense is 10 and the offense can't get you one touchdown.
Yeah. Especially with the talent you have, but
absolutely.
But you know what, though? I'm going to rip my Band-Aid off since.
All right, let's do it. So the Cowboys beat the Eagles 33-13. The only touchdown the Eagles scored was a defensive touchdown. Was that correct?
Jalen Carter, baby. He's definitely
wrong. Jalen scoring touchdowns for you.
I know. He's definitely going to win. Defensive Rookie of the Year awards. The kid, although it was Cox that knocked it out, but it was Carter who ran it into the touchdown.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, look, there's this last week there was a fan that stood outside of the Eagles practice facility and he held a sign that says run the ball. He showed up again this morning and it said fire Brian Johnson. And I agree. Like it's insane. We have one of the best slot or, a slot, quick hitch kind of receiver in AJ Brown. He always does a quick spin around, big guy to take down. Our offense stinks. Like, it doesn't make any sense. We have some of the best players who could get yak if you throw them some balls short, yet we're deciding to hold the ball for so long, try to develop down the field. And, they even asked their own players, how do you feel about the offense? And somebody said, anonymously, I should say, they said, we're predictable. Everyone knows what we're doing because it's not that difficult to guard us. We're going down the field, and that's all we're going to do. That's it. So Sean Desai's, been a breath of fresh air on our defense, although, we did take a lashing for the 2 weeks, but I don't put it all on him. I mean, our offensive time of possessions have been absolutely abysmal. So, you get a tired defense, going into week 15. Yeah, you're going to look a little, weak, and the holes start coming out after week 15. You know what I mean? So
right. Well, I'll just throw out there for the rest of the season, the Eagles of the three contenders for the number one seed, the Niners, Eagles, and Cowboys. I think the Eagles have the easiest schedule, like by far. I think the Seahawks have a chance to maybe get back to 500 by the time you play them. Everybody else is well below 500. The Niners have the middle schedule. The Cowboys have the hardest schedule.
The Cowboys,
even though the Cowboys are currently the number 2 seed, they're taking another couple of losses. I think,
the Cowboys close out with Buffalo Bills, Miami at Buffalo, at Miami, home against the Lions, and at Washington Commanders.
Okay, so the Commanders are the only easy team on their schedule left. So yeah, they're going to drop at least one of those games for sure. Like, I don't know which one. I'm not going to go full crystal ball, full oracle just yet on that. But they're going to lose again, so if the Eagles win out, they still win the division. This is basically exactly how I was kind of hoping it would work out for the Niners, even though I picked the Eagles to win this past week, because I just can't pick the Cowboys ever if I can help it.
It's just our offense is just very it's not impressive. There's not a lot of intricacies with it. So I don't know. I think losing Shane Steichen was a big blow, and I know the Colts just lost this last week, but they look night and day better from what they looked like last year. So,
and to mention the Eagles close out against Seattle, at Seattle, home against the Giants, home against the Cardinals, and then at New York Giants.
Yeah,
so that's
right.
You should run the table on those on the last.
And then for the 49ers, since we're talking schedules coming up, they are at the Cardinals, they host the Ravens, they're at the Commanders, and then they host the Rams to close the season out. Like I said, I think I got that order right. I think the Eagles have the easiest schedule to close out.
Yeah.
The Niners have the middle schedule, and the Cowboys have the hardest schedule.
Yeah.
The Ravens and the Rams are the only competitive ones really left on the schedule for the 49ers. So,
I'm excited to see that Ravens game, though. I want to see.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. That's on Monday night. That's Christmas night, Monday Night Football.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
and that's going to be so cool. I wonder if I can get tickets. Probably not cheap. Almost certainly not cheap, but could be fun. We'll see.
Well, your team roasted another bird this week.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the bird portion of the schedule. 3 birds down, 2 to go. So they get the win against the Seahawks, 28-16. Try to fake punt. If it wasn't for a marginal penalty call, it would have definitely worked. It wasn't even a called play. That was just Mitch Wisnowski calling his own number, apparently. He just saw something and took off with it. Everybody was surprised. And then Ronnie Bell slipped while blocking somebody, so it looked like a trip or a low block.
A cut block?
Yeah, it looked like a cut block. But on the replay, you can clearly see his feet slipping out from under the turf. So shit happens. But they still get the win in very impressive fashion. Hold on one second. Your boy's about to sneeze. God damn it. Okay. Hey, at least I muted this,
It's
I didn't
just
want
the
to
look
blow out everybody.
afterwards of like,
I was waiting for the second one, and the second one
It would have
didn't
been great if
come.
there was like all the snot just got all.
Yeah. And there it is on the live stream too, about 20 seconds late. Okay, cool. So, God, where was I? The Niners did a great job. I'm very proud of them. They worked so hard. Good hustle. Nice hustle out there, guys. No, seriously though, Brock Purdy through keeps making his case for possible MVP. Let me pull up the stats real quick. I have these. Yeah, he went 368 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just like 2 absolute bomb touchdowns as well. Like those two touchdowns were not like short gimmies that he threw. Christian McCaffrey opened up the game with that 72-yard rush.
Mhm.
It just kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, and they didn't look back. Yeah, so I was impressed by and large. Javon Hargrave did get a hamstring injury,
He's gonna be out for
so
weeks. That's what they
it's
say.
going to be a couple weeks for him for sure. Don't love that, but the team has shown that they can rally around a person being out for a little while, and he'll be back. This isn't like a season-ending injury. It's just, shit happens there. I'm less worried about that injury than I was about other ones. So as long as Trent Williams stays healthy, I think that's the big one.
Yeah.
Maybe Trent should get some MVP votes, but no, he's an offensive lineman. That'll never happen. Uh,
Well,
um,
I was noting too that like, okay, so the Sunday night game, right, with the Chiefs
Mhm.
and how they lost that game,
yeah,
and Mahomes crying like a little baby on the sidelines because
yeah. He was throwing a bit of a temper tantrum. Yep.
so is he gonna get fined, you think? Or do you think the poster child of the NFL will not get fined?
I think they're gonna I think they'll fine him for direct comments made, not so much throwing helmets and breaking helmet
Equipment.
heaters. Like
Okay.
I think the little pouty temper tantrum, whatever. That's not the issue. I think it's like direct comments that's gonna get him if
Okay.
they do get him for something.
Okay.
The post game
Yeah, exactly.
stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw that, but
They haven't at that point they had not they probably hadn't seen the replay on it yet, so it was still like hurts in their mind because they feel like they had a big play taken away from them, and so
Yeah. Well, the other thing too I noted too was the Browns got that win, right? Joe Flacco looks like he's on a tear, like he's the Joe Flacco who got $100 million contract, right?
yeah.
So the Browns just after Joe Flacco went for like 300 plus yards and 3 touchdowns, the Browns just put Joe Flacco back on the practice squad.
Did they?
And,
I thought they named him their starter for the rest of the year.
nope. They put him back on the practice squad. Okay, and you ready for this? He can now go negotiate with any team he would like going forward because he got put back onto the practice squad. I guess there's some rule about it, some stipulation about it. So
why did they do that?
No.
So my thought process is like, okay, look, who needs a quarterback? Maybe the Bengals try and pick up the phone and be like, hey, Joe, you interested? Now, Joe
Wait,
said
where did you get this? Because I haven't heard that yet. All I've heard is that they're
Pat McAfee show,
named
and it
Pat
was already
McAfee?
talking.
I'm on
Yeah.
I'm on ESPN right now. It says Schefter explains to McAfee why Joe Flacco is on the practice squad.
That's
Yep.
so dumb. Okay.
So-
Brown's gonna brown, man.
So
Good God.
he's free to talk to whoever he wants to talk to now. Although he's made a point that he wants to stick with the Browns, but why? Go play with the Bengals. Like you got top receivers over there too. Go play with them. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Actual top receivers.
Yeah. Instead of
Jamar
Njoku.
Chase is sitting there hoping, but I mean they're gonna stick with Jake Browning, I think, going forward anyway. So I think just
I thought that was
personnel-wise,
wild. Yeah, just thought that was wild that they would do that. It make no
it
sense.
is
to me.
wild. It is a very Browns move, isn't it?
Yeah, super round smooth.
Yeah.
So,
God.
well, on
do
that note,
not. Yeah.
on that note, I'm going to.
Oh no! Wait! I got one more thing.
Yeah.
Flacco over the last 2 games has thrown for 250 plus yards and 2 touchdowns in each of them. We're gonna play a little game. I want you to tell me how many of those types of games have the Pittsburgh Steelers gotten from their quarterbacks since Ben Roethlisberger retired?
0.
Is it 0? Sam,
Yeah.
what do you
What
think?
was the repeat the question?
250 yards and 2 touchdowns by your quarterback. Joe Flacco has done that 2 weeks in a row since taking over the starting job for the Browns. The Steelers, how many times has that happened since the retirement of Ben Roethlisberger?
I'm gonna say
0.
0 too.
It is 0. Correct. Both of you. Yes. More proof that Kenny Pickett is not the dude. Fuck
But
that guy.
that's another team though that could probably call Joe Flacco and be like, "Hey man, you interested in getting this little run? Might get you another contract. You never know."
Honestly, that might be the more realistic thing. If I don't know the Steelers cap situation, but
I mean, it might be. Those are the
Could
two
be
teams that
interesting.
I would be calling right now and be like, "Hey man,
Yeah.
you interested?"
hmm I
You
mean,
know?
they're not calling Matt Ryan.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. So, well, then, no, guys, we're gonna do our pick'ems,
okay.
and I finally broke the 100 mark. So, yay me.
Out of bed.
Um, sitting there at
Um,
102. I'm 9 away from you at 111. I know we're gonna do a percentage overall, but I'm creeping up on you. I'm creeping up on you. So this was last week.
yeah, we had a
I
bunch of
had
misses.
Yeah, I picked the Bills. I don't know why my instinct told me to pick the Bills, but I'm glad I did. That helped me
Yeah.
get one creep up on you. So
Yeah, but then I also, if you look, I got the Bengals and the Buccaneers while you guys didn't. So, you
true,
know,
true.
just toss that advantage away.
And Sam was the only one who went Cowboys here. So
Yeah. All right.
alrighty. So our Thursday night game of next week is going to be the Chargers at the. I put Steelers, and this is incorrect, and I apologize. It's not the Steelers. It is the Raiders. The Chargers at the Raiders, and Raiders are favored at -3.
It's gonna be another 3-0.
Dude, so the Chargers 2 weeks ago, they get the win 6-0 against
Oh.
the Patriots. And now the Raiders dropped an L 3-0. 0-0's on the table, guys. 0-0's out there, especially if
I'm gonna take the Raiders,
yeah.
and here's why. Yeah, they laid a big fat donut, but I still believe the players care about playing for Antonio Pierce and their teammates, where the Chargers look like they can't wait for this fucking season to be over. They can't wait to get away from their head coach. They can't wait to move on, is what it seems like. So yeah, Raiders.
Okay, so yeah, so the Chargers just lost Justin Herbert, and the backup looks fucking useless. So I guess I'm gonna pick the Raiders too. I don't really have a good reason. I just I think with the it being the Thursday night game,
Yeah.
at least having a guy that has thrown the football fairly regularly over the last few weeks.
Man,
Yeah, I mean,
Amazon's gonna call NFL and call Roger Goodell and be like, I want to renegotiate my contract. You got
know,
Chargers
right?
and Raiders on a Thursday night after both of these teams. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. I'm going Raiders as well. I think the Chargers, there's just no coach, no quarterback, no motivation. They got nothing there. And damn it, man, if Raiders can't beat the Chargers, man, Jesus Christ, what are we doing here?
You know what, though? I could also see if the Raiders do win, it could be the loss for the Chargers that makes them fire their coach.
That's true. That could be
that's
the
the
case.
other part. It could finally get him the door shown, you know? Yeah. And with the basically you get a mini bye because it's a short it is the short week right now. You know, that gives an extra 3 or 4 days for the new coach to handle business, I guess, or try to
That's true.
implement something to make him not pathetic.
Yeah.
Up next, we've got the Vikings at the Bengals. Bengals are favored at -3.5. I assume Justin Jefferson's going to play this week. He may be a little banged up, but
it sounded like he wasn't nearly as bad as they thought it might have been. So
Yeah.
I would expect he's gonna play.
but man, Dobbs, can you just not throw a medical pass over the middle and kill Justin Jefferson on his first game back? Like, geez, Louise, man, what are we doing here? All right, go ahead, Sam. You're up here.
What was it's Bengals -3?
Yeah, -3.5.
I'll take the Bengals at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the Bengals too.
I'm gonna go Vikings only because I need Justin Jefferson to do something for my fantasy. So I need to put that energy
He
out
could
there,
do
you know?
stuff in a loss. He's talented enough to do that.
The
The
Vikings just look
Vikings are
terrible.
the 6th seed. I mean,
Yeah, somehow those schlubs, man.
Yeah. I don't know
Anyway,
how. Steelers at the Colts. Colts are favored at -2.5.
ugh,
Yeah, these are really rough.
Colts. I'll stay with the home team.
my gut is saying, yeah, I'm just gonna pick the home team too. I don't love that pick though.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm going the same route there.
Would not be surprised to take an L on that one.
Yeah, right. Broncos at the Lions. Lions are favored at -4.
I want to take the Lions, but I'm worried about this team now, guys. Like Jared Goff does not look right. He's turnover central. I still believe in their head coach. I'm still going to take the Lions, and I have zero faith in the Broncos, so I'll take the Lions.
Here's the thing: the Lions at home versus the Lions on the road are almost two completely different teams. Jared Goff has been that way basically his entire career as well. The Lions are playing at home. I'm gonna take the Lions.
Okay. I too am going to take the Lions, and Laporta is going to have 2 touchdowns.
And there's Saquon's tying the game, 7-7.
Oh, you got a touchdown?
Yeah, just walked it in.
Nice.
Miami's touchdown that I talked about earlier was actually a defensive score.
Yeah.
Will Levis basically, while trying to avoid a sack near the end zone, gave the ball to the Dolphins and lineman just ran it in. Okay.
Yeah, and that lineman also trucked him too, getting into the end zone.
Big old truck stick.
Up next, we got the Giants at the Saints. Saints are
Saints.
favored at -6.
Saints.
Gotta take the Saints.
Yeah. As long as they don't break the side judge's legs again. All right. Up next, we've got the Bears at the Browns, and Browns are favored at -3. Man, these are kind of like just rough weeks, huh? Stretch of games here. I mean, Falcons at Panthers.
Fucking hell. Nobody's picking the Panthers, right? We're all on Team Falcons here on this one, right? I mean,
yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Falcons are favored at -3, just FYI. Up next, we have the Bucks at the Pats. And
here's a game.
The Pats are favored at -3.5.
Packers.
Packers is what you said. No, not Pats.
Yeah, Packs.
That's weird. I've never heard that before.
Go Pack, go Pack,
Pack, not Packs. There's not a plural there on that. But I'm actually gonna take the Buccaneers.
You're gonna take the Bucks?
Yeah. Fuck it. No, I'm not. I'm taking the
Packers. The fucking years.
I'm taking the Packers.
Oh, okay.
The Packs.
I was like,
taking the Packs.
I'm taking the Packers as well. Jets
just
at the
Lambeau. Yeah.
Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins are favored at -12.
Yeah, that's about right.
I don't know, man. That quarterback on the Jets finally looked like he has some.
Unless they're
believe it now, but go ahead and believe it now. Go ahead. Let's see how that works out. But
unless the old retired ladies in Miami want to come on down to the Jets game.
Oh yeah, hey, there you go.
That's the only way he's going to look good at that game.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chiefs are favored at -9.5. So
yeah, just give us those point spreads as you type in the word Chiefs. Oops.
That was
Rolled over a little too far there, bud.
I guess so. All right.
Here's a tough one.
Yeah. Texans at the Titans. Titans are favored -1.5. CJ Stroud has a concussion.
Okay.
No CJ, Titans. CJ, Texans.
I actually 100% agree. If CJ's able to go, I got the Texans. If not, it's the Titans.
I think they announced today he has a concussion.
So well, he's in the protocol, so I mean, it depends how it goes. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going Texans no matter what. Fuck it. Let's go Texans.
-1.5. It's a 1 p.m. game. I'm gonna go Titans.
Okay.
I don't like that, but I'm gonna go with it.
All right.
Well,
49ers. Come on.
I want to know what their favorite is. I think their
Yeah,
favorite.
let's find out what that is.
They
What's their
are favored at -13.5 coming into Arizona.
lay the points, take the Niners. Oh, they're gonna run all over them.
Up next is the Commanders at the Rams. Rams are favored at -6.5.
Rams.
Yeah.
That might be the game that gets Ron Rivera fired a couple weeks early.
I'm surprised he's still there. Look, Ron Rivera last season didn't even know his team was eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah. No, actually, this new owner, he may not want to do a midseason firing. He may want to just ride this season out and just kind of take stock at the end because it's a new hire. He's a new hire. Oh, not a new hire. He's a new owner. So he wants to be able to start clean, I guess, is my thought process. And not shake anything up too much. But
if Magic Johnson has showed me anything with the Shohei Ohtani offer, he's willing to do whatever it takes to get a winning product on the field there. So
yeah, it's too late this year to get a winning product on the field.
I know, but I mean, like next year, I could see him wanting to write the books off and try to get as much talent as he can.
I think Ron Rivera does get fired as soon as the season ends. Hell, he might get fired in the press conference, after the post-game press conference on that last game.
Ron Rivera will show up to the practice facility not knowing that he got fired.
Yeah.
I was fired?
Why won't my passcode work? Cowboys at the Bills. Bills are favored at -2. I'm going to pick this because
hell yeah, do it. Do it.
I don't have a choice.
I'm actually taking the Bills.
Yeah, so am I. Fuck the Cowboys.
Up next, we got the Ravens at the Jaguars. Ravens are favored at -3.5.
Oh, I really like the Jaguars, but I got to take the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see the Jaguars do well, but I think the Ravens will win this game.
Okay.
And then they'll come into San Francisco feeling a little too cocky and get their head smashed in. It'll be beautiful.
Yeah. Up next on your Monday night here, which
Eagles.
got flexed in. Eagles are favored
yep.
-4. So.
Yeah. Eagles. L.
That's how I feel about their offense.
I saw that W.
That's how I feel about their offense right now. Any changes? Any last minute thoughts?
No.
I'm looking. We literally got the same exact board, Tyler.
It's real close to the same. Like
I think
the Bengals Vikings is live. I made the Texans Titans live. And that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, me and Sam.
It's coming down to what? The Texans Titans
and the Vikings Bengals.
This is terrible.
It felt like
you know what? No. Hold on. I'm not gonna do it. Never mind. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it.
And it's locked in.
Okay, and we're locked in. Love making picks on a Monday. God. Okay, so that's our football talk. Let's transition over to the hard court. The Warriors lost the game against Oklahoma City in overtime, 138-136 on Friday. That was rough, man. That was not. They were. I was a little surprised they made it to overtime, if I'm being honest. And then they were down pretty huge in overtime, like about halfway through, and just got on a little bit of a flurry to make it interesting.
Yeah. Look, I've gone on and said this, that Steve Kerr's he's putting himself on a hot seat. He doesn't have to. Just play the young kids. Stop trying to live the glory days of your past championship core. Sometimes you just got to see the writing on the wall. I love Clay, but maybe it's time you move him to the bench, man. Maybe you talk to him about how Iguodala went to the bench. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're They're 10-12. That's currently 11th in the West. This week they play at Phoenix. On Thursday, they're at the Clippers. They host Brooklyn on Saturday, and Sunday they go up to Portland.
Oh, I saw that. I don't know what made me think about it, but the Lakers are going to put up a new banner after winning the
yes, the in-season tournament. Yeah,
so lame.
Yeah. I mean,
well, you know what? In their defense, and I'm the biggest one that shat all over this stupid tournament thing, is any team who hangs a banner for this in-season tournament's going to get crushed. Even if if the Warriors won it, come on, you know they were going to hang a banner. So as much as I want to poo-poo the Lakers, any team was going to hang the inaugural mid-season tournament.
Yeah, I mean they're really trying to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
They're trying to make these games before Christmas matter, and I guess to an extent it worked because viewership was up a little bit. Yeah,
the NBA wanted the Lakers to win it. They wanted LeBron to win it.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure they wrapped it up before LeBron had to go watch his son play at USC.
Exactly, dude. No, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can always shit on the Lakers, but I digress.
Yeah. I mean, so I mean, this is actually a pretty important stretch of games coming up next week for the Warriors. Go 3-1, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go 3-1. Let's get back to 500, and then from there start worrying about all that other extracurricular stuff, like trying to get back up to a top 4 seed. That'd be nice. We'll see how that goes. Anything else basketball related? This in-season tournament. I mean, I wasn't that interested in it. At least in part because the Warriors weren't really a big factor in it, I guess. But I might care a little more if my team was in it, so I can see why the NBA wanted the Lakers to do well in the tournament. That's eyes on the TV. That's money.
Yep.
Yeah.
For the league. When the Lakers are good, the league does pretty well. Same with the same with the Warriors, honestly. Same with the Knicks. If the Knicks do well,
Knicks, Celtics.
Yeah.
The Knicks could never do well. They have 2 left feet on a dance floor.
Well, but they get up to a 4th seed, or 5th seed or whatever they were in the playoffs last year, and New York basketball Twitter and Instagram, they were losing their damn minds.
It's just Knicks fans are always like, we're the mecca of basketball. Cool, man. You haven't won a championship since the merger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jesus, man. Do something. Be relevant.
Yeah,
your most relevant person is Spike Lee, okay? That's your most relevant person.
That's right. Okay. And on that note, I think it's time to turn to the pond. We're going to talk a little bit of the Sharks. We all snuck in and got that Detroit pick for win of the week last week. It was 4-4 when we looked, and so we did it, and they got the overtime win, 6-5. They lose in the shootout at Vegas. They're currently 8. Yeah,
that was impressive. That was impressive.
Yeah, they were down, and they were able to come back and
I'm loving the grit in this team.
Yeah, they're showing up. They're playing hard. I actually looked at a few advanced, scoring metrics or whatever. Just like somebody wrote an article and had links, so I clicked and looked and everything. And it looks like the offense is playing about the same as they were during the start of the year. It's just the pucks are finally bouncing their way. They're playing about 500 hockey after the was it 12 game losing streak to start the year.
Yeah.
I mean they're playing about 500 hockey, so I mean much improved over over the last it's like 14 games, 16 games, something like that. So but they are still, because they had that 12 game losing streak to start the season, they're still dead last in the Pacific, and they were dead last in the West, I believe, as well. Because freaking Chicago ended up getting they're tied in points, but Chicago's played one less game, so that's how that happened. They got the tiebreaker on points percentage, which is like they play one fewer game to get to the same number of points. So
Well,
it's like the game in hand.
I have my pick
soccer.
this week.
Oh, you do? Okay, so let's talk about it real quick. We have Tuesday versus Winnipeg, Friday at Arizona, Sunday at Colorado.
Put me
who's
down
your win of the
for
week?
Arizona because first place Winnipeg and
Yeah.
like second place Colorado.
It's not, yeah,
Fuck
it's
that.
exactly that's the game that I had. Arizona's currently holding on to one of the wild card spots. They play an arena that holds 4,500 people. That's the game you're going to win.
Yeah.
If you're going to win one this week. So I'm in agreement. Sam, you good with Arizona for win of the week?
Well, what do I get a point if I said they're going to lose all three?
No.
But
No.
I picked it. I picked them to lose.
No, we're just
My
hoping
record
for
has
wins.
to be perfect.
We're hoping for wins, bud.
Yeah, it's going to be Arizona.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just all be win of the week. Right now I have a half game advantage over Tyler for win of the week, and that's that shootout loss a couple weeks ago, holding me up by the half game. Love it though.
Where the new rule was created.
Yeah, exactly right.
I had to.
I put
But
an
it's going to
asterisk on
benefit
that 4.5.
everybody going forward. There was a rules clarification, and since it's my game, I made the rules clarification. That's what
Guy
happened.
over here, Tom Brady over here with the
All right,
tackle.
whatever.
Huh?
Whatever. Okay. Let's talk soccer real quick. Wrexham, their game got postponed because the weather sucked.
Yeah, it rained so much that they did a test on the pitch at 11 a.m. and deemed that it was waterlogged and unsafe for them to play. So
Yeah, you don't want them kicking whole fucking chunks of grass out, you know.
yeah, that's how you get ACL tears and all that fun stuff
Exactly.
too. So they postponed it. No time of date of when they're going to reschedule the game just yet. So
There's a few windows where they can do that, so it'll
Yeah.
happen at some point. Yeah.
So they basically got a whole week off, and now they play next Saturday against Colchester, and that is a regular season game. So we're kind of done with like some of the cup
Specialty
trophy
cups
games.
and trophy
Yeah.
games, yeah.
So kind of getting back to the regular grind here. So, but yeah, nothing changes. Same plot, same places they were in last week. So we'll check back in next week.
All right. In other soccer news, Copa America had their draw. They're going to play around the same time as Euro in the summer. It'll be June 20th to July 14th. So they actually have the championships on the same day for both of those cup finals. So that's actually kind of fun. America is hosting. So and actually Santa Clara is going to get 2 games. You're going to get June 22nd, Ecuador versus Venezuela, and July 2nd, Brazil versus Colombia, played at Levi's Stadium. The final is going to be in Miami. That's not really much of a surprise. They're using a lot of football stadiums for this for Copa America, which is, it's great because there's plenty of interest. So it's basically North and South America playing together. There's 4 groups, top 2 in each group move on to the knockout stage, and it's a week shorter because you have one less knockout round because there's less nations competing than in Euros. So, and then one final note about soccer: Columbus Crew win the MLS Cup over Los Angeles Football Club.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Tired of hearing
fans
LAFC fans, man. They're the worst.
Yeah, they love to chirp, man. Yeah, I mean, they who do we compare them to in Europe? What fan base would you say?
Well, I'd say in Europe, I would
Chelsea?
say I would say Chelsea fans or the Man U fans. Like
Yeah.
they
Well,
could be
I
pretty
mean, well,
annoying.
I think it might be more Man City because
Oh,
they've
because
actually won
Man U would
recently.
say it's the other way.
No, because no, the only difference is LAFC has won recently. Man United hasn't really won much recently. So
True.
that's,
But I would
that's
say
why
that or like FC Barcelona fans can get a little
oh yeah,
annoying.
they like to talk. They like hearing the sound of their own voice.
Yeah.
Said the podcaster.
But yeah, no, the LAFC fans are just actually the worst. They suck.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can find out when the games are happening, but just across America, host cities for the Copa America event are Atlanta, Arlington, Santa Clara, Houston, Miami, Inglewood, Kansas City, East Rutherford, New Jersey, which of course is where the Jets and the Giants play. Las Vegas, Glendale, Arizona, Orlando, Austin, Charlotte. So if you're near any of those cities, that's something you could check out and
Yeah,
see some
I think those are
elite
all
football.
NFL stadiums.
No, Austin, Texas is not, and Kansas City is not. They're actually playing at
where the soccer
Sporting
clubs.
Kansas City's field.
Yeah.
But that stadium actually holds quite a bit of people though.
I didn't know
And
Miami didn't make the playoffs, huh? They came up short.
no, I mean Messi just got there way too late, and they were too far down in the standings. But look out for them next year. A full season with Messi is going to be interesting, especially because he brought a couple of friends with him too.
Yeah. It's gonna be
so, yeah, there's our soccer update. So let's talk baseball real quick. The big news over the weekend: Shohei Ohtani going to the Dodgers, 10 years, $700 million. Here's a bit of news that was actually released earlier today. $680 million is going to be deferred and paid without interest from 2034 to 2043. So basically, he's going to get paid $2 million a year, and then he's going to get the other $68 million every year, start like once the contract is over.
So, Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah. Well, it's a little different because Bobby Bonilla got massive interest. Shohei's not getting any interest on these payments. It's just a flat $68 million per year.
True.
After. And $68 million now is a lot more expensive than $68 million, 11 years from now. So
what an amazing teammate. Like an amazing, like you couldn't ask for anything better if you ran an organization.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, they're still cashing him out big time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's getting that money.
If he's only getting $2 million like right now a year, the amount of people they're going to sign.
He signed a 10-year deal. The amount of people they'll be able to retain, go out and get. If you win another World Series, maybe 2 in the next 10 years, what's the valuation of the Dodgers right now? $4 billion?
Something like that. They're one of the top 5 most valuable
10 years from now, you get another World Series or 2. How much are you worth in 10 years?
Yeah. Astronomical.
You can pay this now, but this is going to be chump change 10 years from now.
Exactly. Yeah. So $68 million, like I said, $68 million in 11 years.
Right.
11 to 20 years from now. Like, that's fucking nothing.
I read somewhere that Shohei collects like somewhere of like $50 to $70 million a year just in
his royalties and
just endorsements and everything.
Endorsements, yeah.
So. He's not going to be hurting for cash. I mean, he's not trying to look for a house in LA on $2 million. That's not
when he retires. He's just gonna be like, hey, that 700 mil, just make me an owner.
Yes,
give me like 3%.
Convert that to ownership stake. Yeah.
Hell God. There's some deal.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's a deal when if he retires a Dodger and they get another World Series or 2. Yeah, he's gonna be part of those.
Yeah, that's jersey returement status right there.
Oh, yeah.
You play 10 years and you're a contributing member of, let's say they win it twice in the next decade. And maybe that happens this year and then like 4 years from now, and they're just in the mix for the next, for the entire length of the contract, because they will be in the mix because they're the Dodgers. They're not afraid to spend like the Giants are for some reason. Yeah. So I mean, God, it's gonna be
also too the endorsement deals. We've talked about this before with Aaron Judge, like being the captain and a Hall of Famer on the Yankees is different than being a Hall of Famer on the Giants or any other team. It's just different. Yeah. And the second, maybe third team on that list is being a Hall of Famer for the Dodgers, and maybe
Red
the Red
Sox
Sox
is another one. Yeah.
So like those are like the 3 teams. If you're a Hall of Famer of those teams, that's baseball royalty, right?
Major equity in Major League Baseball. Yeah. Speaking of the Yankees, since you brought them up, former outfielder Cameron Maybin actually slammed the Yankees facial hair policy. I have the full quote. He put it on the website formerly known as Twitter. He said, "This might be an unpopular take to Yankees fans, but you'd be surprised how much more attractive the Yankees would be if they got rid of that facial hair rule. You wouldn't believe how many quality players just think it's a whack rule to have. I mean, come on, we're coming up on 2024. Let that go already. And I swear it would be more appealing. Again, this is only comes from conversations I've had and experience from actually playing. So it sounds like Cameron Maben has talked to people.
I agree.
And
Yeah, I agree.
I'm 1,000,000%. We're not saying to like, go full Charlie Blackmon, like full unshaved for like 8 years or nothing, like looking like ZZ Top or nothing, but letting somebody have a well-groomed beard. I think it's like you said, it's 2024 almost here. I mean,
Yeah, it's
there's
such
no
a weird.
reason.
I can't think of any other sporting franchise that has a weird rule.
They're
like
the only
this.
one.
Yeah, it was a rule by Steinbrenner when he bought the team in 73 or whenever that happened.
Yeah.
And he just it was, and back in the 70s you could enforce something so stupid, but now yeah, I mean, if you just let's talk about Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon
He shaved it.
He had to shave it. There's no, and he just looked freaking weird without that beard after he had done all that for the Red Sox with the beard. Yeah, it's just it like I remember joking about who was it that went to the Yankees, and God, I'm
Giambi.
Giambi was one. But like recently, like this past year, he was on Texas, I think.
He was on the Padres as well. Joey Gallo.
Yeah, Joey Gallo. Look how they massacred my boy. Like
yeah,
I literally put that gif of from The Godfather, look how they massacred my boy when they made him shave.
Yeah. It is just a stupid rule. I mean, it is a stupid rule.
Yeah,
I would agree. It doesn't make any sense to. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
If I owned a team, you'd be forced to grow a beard.
All the Japanese players, like,
if you can't grow hair, dude, you're off the team.
I'm sure that'll go over well too. I'm
gonna go the other way.
Yeah, that's wild.
Such a hero, so stunning and brave.
I'm a trailblazer, Vince. What can
that's
I say?
right. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That basically brings us to the end of what we have. Is there any other discussion points we want to talk about?
Everybody needs to come back next week because there's going to be a special surprise that even you guys don't even know about.
Ooh.
So,
you
guys have to come back too.
No going to bars and pretending to be sick, Tyler.
Yeah, I know.
Got you good, you fucker. All right. With that, I guess let's wrap this bad boy up then, huh? Here we go. You have been listening to the SVT podcast. Subscribe on YouTube and hit that bell to get alerts for when we go live. Follow us on Instagram and Threads at SVT Sports Pod. Slide into those DMs, baby. We would love to interact with you. So good night, fellas.
Night.
Later, guys.